We're live.
We're live.
Hello, hello. Hello, friends and neighbors. Although I don't know if there's any neighbors here. Let me spray down my lathe.
Oh, I gotta go get my
There we go.
respirator.
That helps. Your respirator?
Yeah. So I'm sitting kind of close to you.
You're sitting close, and we are turning dry wood.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
Hey, Mr. Gold.
You can still hear me though, because I have a mic on.
Bruce, hello. Walter, Julian. Hey, everyone. Hey, hey, hey. All right, we're getting ready to get started here. Just getting a couple things. We'll do a quick. So yesterday I got a new gouge. I got a Stuart Batty Revolution 15B bowl gouge. And so I started playing with it. So I just grabbed a bowl off of the pile back here. And it was like this, kind of looked like this, you know, rough turned several years ago. 227, I don't know what year. I think the one I turned said 17 or 18, so it's many years ago. There's a pile. You guys can see the edge of the pile.
Well, that totally makes sense actually, because Turner's Warehouse started in 2016.
Yeah.
And it
so
started
that
getting
was
busy.
Stopped turning, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not done yet, of course, but it's getting close. It's a good looking bowl, but it started out like this yesterday. You know, thick and cracked and ugly, and then you start turning and they start looking nice. But
That
I had
one
to use
looks
that
real
new
nice.
bowl gouge, so now I'm going to burn through these bowls just having fun. We'll see how it goes. Oh wait, I don't have mic on. Maybe no one could hear me. There it is.
We can hear you, because
You
that's
can hear
how
me
good
okay?
those mics are.
Okay, good. I'll put this mic on. All right. Yeah, the volume was down because I wasn't wearing the mic. Sorry about that.
Way to go, Chad.
I guess I'm loud enough you could still hear me. If anyone was wondering, I was spraying silicone lubricant with Teflon on my bed. When it gets a little stiff, I'll spray it on there and it just glides. All right. We got a lot going on today. The shop is busy here. So, for those of you that don't know, we're actually closed. The store is closed to the public Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, but we're making stuff. So we've had a CNC running, the laser running, blanks cast being coming in. We're doing stabilizing. So even though it's only been a few hours of the day, we're really busy. So it's nice that I get to take a break and turn. We'll turn some turnings. So a lot going on. What I'm doing is just marking this with the center finder. And I believe these are square, but I'm going to do all four corners just to be sure. Yeah, it looks pretty good. But what we're going to do today is turn a small lidded box. Hey, before I get started, welcome everyone. I'm Chad from Turner's Warehouse. Amy is also on the mic.
Hello.
Amy's moderating the chat. She'll ask questions or make funny comments or whatever else needs to happen.
I am hilarious, so.
Well, I didn't say that. I just said you'd make some comments.
I am hilarious, though. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
All that matters is I think I'm so funny.
Well, that works then. You're in good shape. So we are going to be turning a spindle. This is one of our, if you don't know, we have kiln dried spindles. This is a black willow acacia. And I want to say these are like 12 or 14 bucks. It's a 2x2 by 12. We have 3x3 by 12, 4x4 by 12. And we are going to get some bigger ones because people were asking for urns. But we've got them in willow, sisu, which is Indian rosewood, Arizona ash, and mesquite in all the sizes.
Carrie's in the chat, so she confirmed Amy is hilarious.
Well,
in your face.
Okay. And they've all been really nice. We've got bowl blanks and spindle blanks. They're kiln dried, so you can turn them, finish them, do everything you want right then. All that to say, that's what I'm using today. And I'm going to bring this down. I did not lube the back end of this lathe, but we should be fine. Looks like we got the light on. Okay, so as far as that goes, not a lot going on as far as, you know, we did like 3 new kits in a row or 2 new kits in a row. There is some stuff happening that everyone in the U.S. is aware of with tariffs and things. So you're going to start to see price increases across the board. And if you haven't, you will. I can tell you because all the vendors and manufacturers are like, hey, this is coming. Like, for example, these lathes are going up, I believe, Friday. So this right now, this Regent, for example, is $25.99. And right now you get a free outrigger and chuck, which is smoking. It's going to go up, and I don't know that the freebies will be there. So these tariffs are going to eat into a lot of stuff. So if you're thinking of a machine, you may want to do that in the next day or two, whether it be from us or anyone else, because they are going to start to go up.
Hey, what did you spray on the lathe bed?
Silicone spray.
Nice.
Yep, with Teflon. It doesn't build up the dirt. It doesn't like get sticky. It's just kind of like
Nice.
there. And then I wipe it off, so it's just on the bed. But it makes a world of difference. This was like barely moving before. So anyway, be aware of that changes are coming for prices of stuff. Nothing we can do about that.
Oh no. Corey says, hi Chad, currently laid up with hip issues, so I'm trying to get my turning in through you today.
Oh, nice.
That's a lot of pressure. Sorry about your hip, Corey. I hope you get better soon.
Which Corey?
Corey McCarthy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I hope you feel better, Corey.
Homerlux, what up?
I'm getting the live center. Now, along those lines, we do have some record power stuff showing up very soon. We got some heralds. I know some people are waiting for heralds. Accessories like the Falcon that I always talk about. That'll be in there. The new chucks will be here next week. We keep saying that, but we'll see. Until stuff shows up, I don't believe it. You could tell me a date, but until it walks through the door, like there's just too many times we're disappointed. So anyway, anything else on that great news?
We have a ton of people who are doing wands.
Oh yeah. So we started doing some wands. Here, I'll show some examples.
Are you going to show them my busted wand?
Well, you're not the only one.
Don't
You're not the only wand.
bust it more.
No, I'm not. So we started playing with wands on Sunday because we were going to all turn and carve, and a couple of them ended up like this. But we're not done yet. We're going to keep playing. The woods we used were not the most ideal. They were spalted, softer woods, and it just didn't work out. But it was worth a shot. Worth a try. But I wanted to do, I wanted to turn it and then do some wood burning because I've been playing around with the wood burner at the home, at my home. Because it's like one of the few tools I have at my house anymore. Because everything is here.
Oh no, Rick Timmerman's here. He says, I agree with watching. Between moving and tearing my bicep, he hasn't been turning.
Oh no.
Tearing a bicep sounds no
horrible.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I hope you feel better, Rick.
Plus, you guys are probably having a really nice springtime up there.
Oh yeah, it's probably fishing time. Fishing time in the mountains. Okay, so we're going to bury this sucker in here.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. Oh, we're just talking about wood burning in the chat, and I'm like, I think I'm going to try and salvage that wand and also do some wood burning and maybe a little carving on it as well.
Yeah. Why not? Why wand you do that? Get it? Wand? All right. So, ooh, that feels like it might be sort of sharp.
Well, luckily, if it's not sharp, you have a whole sharpening system right
Yeah.
behind you.
I do. It's funny, I moved this yesterday to do something else. So I got to reset it real quick. But we're good. We're cool. We do have plenty of sharpening stuff here. Actually, I will just go ahead and sharpen it. Why not?
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I feel like something's making my throat real scratchy today.
Okay, so let me tell you my plan, and I'm happy to hear thoughts and ideas. I haven't turned a lidded box for some time. Oh, can you go grab me that lidded box next door? Or can Carrie bring it over? Carrie, will you bring over that lidded box, the one that has the pop top? I meant to grab it. Hopefully she's listening.
Want me to just call it on the radio?
Yeah.
Hey, can somebody in Suite 7 bring us the lidded box that's near the register? The one that pops? Please and thank you.
Pop the top. So,
Oh, Mike Taylor's in the chat.
what's up, Mike Taylor? So it's been a while since I've made one, but we're just going to make a simple slip fit lidded box. We'll just have some fun, see how it goes. We wanted to do a project this week. We did a couple of pens in a row, and we wanted to do something that really doesn't need a kit, just a piece of wood. And you can do this any size, bigger, smaller, whatever you want. I hear the lidded box coming. Carrie, you going to make an appearance?
Just made me run.
No
Carrie ran over
running.
here.
Guys, Homer
So-
likes, Mike just said, I do wood burning in my fireplace. And
Yeah,
it made me laugh.
wood burning. So this is a lidded box that Bob Franklin from Colorado made here at Turner's in 2017 or 2018? It was a long time ago. He did it for a demo. And I'll tell you, he made it look real easy. It was stabilized maple. He did it real fast and real easy. And look at this. Still after all these years, and people play with this thing all day. It pops on perfectly. He did a nice little bead and then a little cove on this side, and it just snaps just right, even after all these years of people opening it and closing it. So that's an example of one that pops on. We're just gonna do one that sits on because I'm not as skilled as Bob Franklin. He's real good.
That pop is so satisfying. I've probably
Yeah.
popped that top like hundreds of times.
Hundreds of times. People just stand there and go, how does this keep popping on and off? And so kudos to him because this is an amazing job. But you see, it's just a little storage box. So if you're not familiar with a lidded box, it's not like square like a box. It's just something round with a lid that sits on it. And this is just one example. You don't have to do, fancy stuff, but you can, and it looks cool. So we'll see what we end up with.
You should show that one on the up close.
Oh,
It's pretty
on the
nice.
Up close. Here is the up close. See if I can. This light is very bright. There we go. So that's the bead and cove, so to speak, on the inside of the lid, and then the edge here. And you can actually see how shiny the edge is because it's been pressed on and off so much. But really well done. So this is something to practice too. Now, you couldn't really do this if you had too soft of a wood because it would just compress, or if the wood didn't hold shape well. So stabilized was a good choice for this because it really held up well, and it looks really good. And this doesn't even have a finish on it because he just did it for a demo, and then it's been sitting in the store ever since. Mm-hmm. So really the finish is just people's touching it. Never got sanded, never got finished. But pretty neat.
That never got finished. It's so smooth.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. So we're going to do something along those lines today. Now I'm going to use this spindle. I'm not going to use the whole thing, but I'm between centers. I've got a drive center here, spring point drive center, and then I've got a live center here, and I'm using the toothy, whatever it's called, gripper live center because I just want to have good pressure. One thing to note, if you're using a drive center that's not spring loaded, you want to set that into your wood before you put it in your lathe. You don't want to put all that pressure on your bearings of trying to bury that point in your wood. It'll be a surefire way to send your bearings to an early grave. All right, are we ready to go? Before I get started, any questions? Are you good, Amy?
I'm good.
And like I said, I haven't done this for a while, so it could be interesting. We'll see. But
We're just kind of winging it today.
Huh?
We're kind of winging it.
Yeah.
Or you are.
Ooh, I'm going to wear the power cap all day because it's like an air conditioner on my face. Oh, let's see what speed we got. We may have to change a belt because I was on the bowl turning yesterday. So we're about 1,000. I'm using a spindle roughing gouge. This is 1.5 inches. You could use whatever size you have. I'm going to tighten that up. A little more speed. And I'm a little low here. I'm gonna move my tool rest a bit. And I got the 12-inch tool rest going, but it's still a little short for this full spindle. There we go. If you don't have a spindle roughing gouge, use whatever you got. Let's grab a bowl gouge, will work.
You can go to the up.
It's not as comfortable, but it'll work. You could use a carbide tool, which I don't want to use because it'll beat me up. So we're just going to use this roughing gouge because we have it. And remember, this dry wood is a little more hard than obviously wet wood.
We have votes for the skew.
Votes for the skew? You know, if you're good with a skew, huh?
Yeah, we have votes for the skew. Use the skew.
I am not a skew aficionado, but we can use a skew. Let's see if it's sharp. See, I'm not as good with it, so it's not as comfortable for me as it is for somebody who's really good with it. This roughing gouge, I mean, its whole job is to do this, so it's pretty good at it. So you never want to go uphill with a roughing gouge, so I wouldn't want to go this way. So I'm going to come on top here. There we go. We're getting close. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, that's some nice looking wood too. That's going to be real nice on the when it's turned. Got a little flat spot down here still. It's weird that this tool rest is not enough. So I'm going a little slow on the end here, or this last pass, just to give it a little smoother profile. Looks pretty good.
What's a peel cut with the skew?
Huh?
Somebody said this is a good practice for skew.
It is a good practice.
And then somebody else said, try a peel cut with the skew. And I was like, what's a peel cut?
Peel. I mean, you can, yeah, there's a lot of different things you can do with a skew. There's some really great skew people out there. I am not one of them. So I will not be doing extra skewage. But all that being said, we got this thing round. So it looks pretty good. Nice wood. And then we're going to kind of mark out our box. Now this is not very wide. This is a 2-inch blank. So I don't want to make a box that's like 6 inches. But what I'm going to do, I got a little knot right here. So we'll use that for the end. I'm going to kind of mark out for my own. That'll be the bottom. What would be the top? Say that one.
Looks good for a tall spaghetti storage box, Ralph says.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea, Ralph.
Spaghetti.
So this is how big I'm going to make my box. So it's not very big, but I'm going to split it like 2/3 to 1/3-ish. This is all eyeball. It's not exact. So there's my marks I'm going to use. Now, what we want to do is we're going to put a tenon on each end, and then we're going to cut the middle with a parting tool. Let me get in here. So we'll put a tenon on each line and then part it, and then that way we can hold it, but we're still going to be able to use the live centers too while we turn the whole thing down. So first, let's do this. Let's put a tenon in here. Now, you can use all kinds of stuff for this too. So we need a tenon for our chuck, which a tenon is just like an angle. So almost like this kind of an angle. You want to match up the jaws. So we need a tenon on each end going the right direction. So on this end, it's going to go out, and on that end, it's going to go out that way because we want to clamp down. So you can use a skew. You can use a carbide tool. You could use a specific thing made for tenons, like this little guy. It's like a scraper. Or you can use a bowl gouge, which I like. Let's see. Let's go to this one. So we'll turn this on. And I'm just going to bring my bowl gouge in. We'll go overhead. And the shape of my gouge is like perfect for a tenon. Now I'm going to go a little high. So you can see there, I should be able to hold that perfectly. And I'll reverse it for the bottom. And that should be good to go. Got a little fuzz right there.
That was a 2x2x12?
2x2x12 was the blank size. So I could get easily 2 or 3 of this size box out of it. I just think for the size, this is a good size. And for demonstration purposes. Now I cut this one a little better than that one, it looks like. Let's come back here. It's probably because I was being blocked by my body for the cut. There we go. So we're just using the bowl gouge to cut that tenon. You could use whatever you want. Whatever you want. Now we're going to cut this off and then we're going to part it. So we'll use a parting tool. All right, so many parting tools. What do we want to use? Oh, you know what we'll use? I saw the thin parting tool. Where did it go?
Mark L said, Mike Peace once said that turning a piece round is like slicing a banana for your cereal. You don't get style points for how you do it. You just want to get it done.
That's legit right there, yes.
Totally legit.
So many things in wood turning. I've kind of learned this over the years, like everyone thinks you have to do something a certain way or there's a right way or wrong way, and sometimes there is, of course. But exactly that. If you get there, like, yeah, it doesn't really matter how you get there. Now, some things you don't want to get there and like be beat up or sore or whatever, so maybe there's some differences, but yeah, just do what works for you.
What kind of wood is that?
Acacia.
Because you were drinking out of that cup right now, I totally, in my brain, had a moment of panic that you were like drinking oil.
Well, that would suck.
Because when I was over there yesterday,
It was oil?
there was a cup that looked just like that was full of oil.
Yes, there is a cup of oil over here. It's because the bottle broke and I put it into another bottle, but there was a little extra. So I just sharpened that, hoping I could get a little burr on here. But yeah, do what works for you, man. Don't think you have to do it, and don't think you have to buy a new XYZ tool. Just do whatever you got. This is a cheap parting tool from like Penn State. We sell these, but they're like 20 bucks or less. I just wanted to see how it would work. I haven't used it forever. So I'm gonna bring it in, and let's see, we want a little bit of space behind it. I mean, not bad. Especially considering I just sharpened it.
Hey,
yeah.
oh, how much extra are you gonna have?
This whole piece?
You should totally make it into a cigar humidor.
Well, we're past that now.
Oh.
I already got this way cut down. You can't pick a new project during the project.
No,
So-
for the extra.
Well, yeah, that's another day.
Like later. I don't mean right now.
Okay. So what I'm going to do, you don't want, whoop. You also want to grab that before you let go. You don't want to be binding with your, Amy, can you hand me that? Mm-hmm. You don't want to be binding with your parting tool when this is still under pressure from the tailstock. Because it'll come apart and then one will move and it'll bind and it can really make it ugly. So we're going to pull that out. Let's see if this one will work. Ooh. This is a Victory chuck from Record Power. These are due in next week. Keep saying that. I'll believe it when I see it. Ooh, that's not very, oh wait. No, I thought it was close enough. Here, let's just see if I can hold it enough. It is moving. I mean, obviously you could go to the saw, which is what I need. But what I was saying is you don't want to bind it under pressure because it'll at some point find a spot that's too wide, and you can get nasty things happening when it's all bound up and you've got tools in your hands and it's spinning real fast. The other thing you don't want to do is run the saw or run the lathe while you're sawing. Now I only had a little bit left in there. I thought I could just snap it off, but willow is pretty dang strong. So just going to use this little handsaw, and there we go. We're good.
Dustin says you could just karate chop it.
I was going to actually do a karate chop, but I didn't want to show off any skills. So remember that little notch we cut? It'll work for either end when we're working on them. So we're going to put that in here. And this is a tall jaw set. You could use a normal height and it would be just fine. So what we're going to do now is part this off again. Looks pretty straight. So let's see, what camera do we want? That one.
So yeah, we do try and have a live stream every week at 1 Arizona time.
Here, maybe this one will show it a little better. So we're just coming in on the side here. And I sharpened the bottom to put a burr on the top edge. Let me do that again. Because it sure is nice to have a fresh burr.
Mark L said Chad didn't want to damage the lathe with a karate chop.
That's right. You got to be careful. You don't want to hurt your lathe. So I'm just going to bring that in. And that's cutting really nicely. Now, if I was, you know, I could always go resharpen this because that burr wears off after a fairly short amount of time, especially this isn't the highest grade of steel. But I can see it's still cutting really well. I'm getting shavings. But I can just jump to my grinder, which is still spinning. Put a new burr. And watch this, you'll see shavings flowing. Well, maybe. They're way down in there now. And I'm gonna try to grab this one so it doesn't go flying. So Amy doesn't have to chase it or anything.
I can grab it.
I can't see where I'm at. My glasses are acting funny. There we go. So I'm just almost there. You can see it wobble. And then that's what comes off that little nub. Hopefully that was good. So now we've got our bottom and our top. You know, this will be gone essentially, and this will fit right on there hopefully. There is some grain, so we can kind of keep an eye on that, and maybe we can line it up. We'll see. But let's work on the bottom real quick, and then we'll go to the top. Now, I'll let everybody vote. We could do this two ways. We can drill this out and just use a Forstner bit and size it up pretty close. Or we can turn it out. Do you guys have a preference? Forstner bit obviously is the easier one, but it's not going to be as, maybe, you know, we can make it bigger or something. I don't know.
What is the second choice?
Drill it out or turn it out. We are going into end grain, so that's kind of a unique thing, which is fun and challenging.
Okay, I have started a poll.
Oh, we got a poll.
Also, Darren is in the chat, and he said that he's done with his wand, and he's never turned something of that length and delicacy. It was definitely a skill builder.
Oh, that's cool to hear.
Yeah, it was very cool.
So, I'm switching to a shorter tool rest, 6-inch. Yeah, if you make a wand and you're on Facebook, if you're not on Facebook, no problem, we got you. If you're on Facebook, go to the Turner's Warehouse Turning Team and join. It's just where we all post pictures, and post your wand. I'm going to post mine there when I get it done, but still in the process. All right. What do we have a decision?
70% of people who've answered the poll are saying Forstner bit.
Okay. Hey, you guys are making my life easy today. I'm going to take the bigger of the one I've got here, because I have some Forstner bits sitting here.
Hey, Vinny.
So we will back this up. If you guys don't know what a Forstner bit is, it's just a big flat drill bit made for drilling holes. I mean, obviously all drill bits are holes, but like big flat holes. So we're gonna put it in a drill chuck here, a Jacobs chuck.
I like this vote. Forstner the bottom, turn the top.
Hey, there you go. We'll do that. We will do that. Okay. So I better get this out of the way. Now I'm going to kind of eyeball how far I can go in here. Where's my pencil? So I want to go about yay deep. Yay deep. I'll just mark my drill bit here. That mark kind of worked. Doesn't have to be exact. Gives me an idea. Just a little idea. Okay. So we'll get this out of the way. We're done with the parting tool for now. Maybe forever. I don't know. Okay. So we're going to slow this down. Ooh, not that slow. My lathe is squeaking funny. So we're going to drill about 600. I'm just going to slowly advance the quill into it. Oh, somebody didn't tighten it enough. Ooh, there we go. A little tight. Covered up my line. Oh no, it's spun. There it is right there. So I just back this out to clear the chips. The chips will get packed in there pretty well. Actually, they're flying out pretty nice now. So there you can see, like, pretty easy hole. We could go back in there and touch it up with a turning tool if we want, but I don't know if we even need to. We'll see here. Okay, so I'm just going to set that aside. So that's our bottom. We want this lid to sit on there. It's going to sit right on top. Now, I'll let you pick, Amy. Do we want the lid to sit inside or on the outside of the item? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
What you got?
We definitely need it to sit inside, but like it doesn't have to pop fit.
We want the bottom to go inside, not the top to go inside. So, yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I saw a really cute thing on Instagram today, and it was a mushroom box.
Okay.
Like it was a bottom like that for the stem of the mushroom, and
mushroom?
then the top was the top of a mushroom. And I was like, that is the cutest thing. I want to make one of those.
Yeah. Hey, now, so we were talking about skew. So we could use a skew for this because we're going to cut a little relief for the top to sit over. Skew works great. Carbide would work great. You could use a gouge. You could use a spindle gouge. Some people use their roughing gouge corner. Whatever works. You know, it's kind of that story always. Whatever works.
Hey, Gerard is in the chat.
Hey, Gerard. So I'm just going to bring this up here. We're going to go...
Homer says, take out the divot from the bit with the Easy Wood tool hollower. That's a good idea.
Yeah, we could. This does not feel very sharp. Oh, I made 2 cuts there. Get in there.
Richard Elston's also in the chat.
Hey, Richard. You know, I got a little lip here. We could try to make it a pop top, but I don't think we're gonna.
Why not?
I don't know.
You should try it.
That's just not something I have done much to do. So, I think that'll work for our lip here. Looks fairly straight this way, like 90-degree angle. We're going to call that good. Richard Elston, how are you? Good to have you here. All right, so there's our bottom. And it is a little rough on the outside, but we're going to get back to that. So let's throw this in here. Now, I think for the sake of continuity, I like the idea of turn the top after we drilled the bottom, but then I'm going to have to like constantly size it. So I think we're going to go ahead and drill it so that I could size it up a little more accurately. I think we can match up those grains pretty good too. Maybe that way. Yeah, right there. Oh, wait, I'm in the wrong camera. Sorry, guys. Yeah, there you go. You can see the grain lines will match. So let's go ahead. We're going to actually drill this one too, just for that purpose. The purpose of the drilling. Okay, I do have a little nubbin on there. Let's get rid of that guy.
Is nubbin the technical term?
Nubbing is a technical term, yes. Okay, now I do not want to go very deep here because obviously this is much smaller. Maybe a little past the drill bit. Oh, lock that tailstock down. There we go. A little past the head of the drill is what I meant to say. Okay. We can get rid of this thing. That thing is quite a squealer. So what I want to do is eyeball where this is going to line up and how much I need to take away. So basically I need to take away this much on the inside of that because I want it to fit in there. That should make sense, right? So, I mean, we can kind of eyeball it. Let's see here. Eyeballing always works out. What could go wrong? So, I mean, I'm just going to take off a little. We're just going to test fit it. How about that?
I feel like eyeballing is kind of your jam.
I'm not a precision kind of person. I'm an eyeballer. All right.
That's
Actually,
not true.
one thing I want to do.
Depends on what you're working on.
That's true. It does depend. So
You're pretty precise with pens.
Yeah, very precise.
But if you're casting resin, you're like, I'm gonna eyeball it.
I'm gonna real quick smooth off this cap, which I probably should have done here, but we're past that point. Because I did just part that, and it might not be exactly smooth. So give it a little flatness. That feels pretty good. And since I got the carbide, we can just jump right in here. Let's see here if we can get a better shot. If that'll. Sorry about that, y'all. So what I'm doing is just using the carbide. How deep are we? Tailstocks in my way. So I'm relatively sure that I'm not wide enough, so I'm going to go a tiny bit wider. And then we can check this out and see how far off I am. Okay, actually, it fits in the hole almost. We just need a little bigger. Just a tad.
Mike says eagle eye Chad. Do you measure when you do ring cores?
No.
I was gonna say, I feel like you eyeball it on those and they always turn out really well.
Well, rings are a little different because you're using a boring head. Hey, we're almost there. We just need to go deeper. So the hole size is good. We just got to go in further.
Later, Mark.
And actually, I'm not getting a squarish hole because my tool's radius. So I'm going to take the skew and square it up. All right, I think we're good unless I made it big, but either way, we're going to roll with it. All right, we got a lid. It looks pretty flat. Okay.
What's your lathe speed?
That's a good question.
Is it a little slow?
It's a little slow, yeah, because I was slowed down for the drilling. It's 700.
Good eye, Tony.
Definitely a little slow. All right, let's come in here and just clean up the inside of this.
Ralph says, measure twice, cut once, curse, and get another piece of wood.
Yeah. All right.
That's funny.
So that looks pretty good. I even got the compressor today. All right. Yeah, it's a I mean, it's got a tiny little looseness to it, but, you know, we're going to roll with it. All right. Now, I wonder why. Oh, it was the other way. Let's flip this around. Oh, nope, it won't be. So we cut that off. Okay. We're going to call it good.
What's happening now?
Oh, I guess I was talking to myself. Now, I may have a fatal flaw in this plan because I really didn't leave myself a whole lot of room to work. You know what we're going to do? We're going to take it off the chuck and put it back between centers to shape it. What do you think of that? And that'll give us a little more turning room than previously stated. See, it's the little things. If you haven't done it for a while, it's the back and forth of like, which direction?
Yeah, but it's real to life.
Oh, I mean, this is how I would do it if I was just making in one for fun. So why not? Oh, where's my center here? So I've got a center hole on the front, but I don't on the back. So I'm gonna have to see.
It's a good little size.
You know what we'll do is we'll just, this might be a little off, which it is, but that'll make it a little like angled, kind of fun. I mean, I could try to straighten it up, but I think it'd be better to have it kind of cool.
It gives it character, right?
Character, that's the word. Yeah, I think we're gonna roll with that. So we got our seam, our top and our bottom, and now we can kind of shape it. We don't have a whole lot of wood to work with because we kind of made this small. But, you know, we could bring back the gouge, spindle gouge, just to kind of clean it all up.
Tony says that's why you leave the little nubbin or the point of the skew before you part.
Well, I had it on the one end, but the other end we parted off, so I would have had to, yeah, I should have put it into that point. Good call. See, I just don't think about that stuff. All right, let's see
Darren
here.
says, nah, not buying it. He's just acting to make amateurs like me feel better about myself.
No, not at all.
One, Darren, not at all. Two, you're not an amateur. I've been seeing your kit list pens, and they are killer. And I think I reposted one of yours on Instagram, and then somebody sent me a message, and they're like, that's Darren's pen. Like, he's so good.
They're, yeah, they're real good. See, it's just one of those things, like, you kind of forget little tidbits if you're not doing it all the time. But it's fun to do. Part of the whole thing of turning, I think, is figuring stuff out. So this one I do want to part the bottom. So we're going to leave that. Actually, we'll turn it away.
I think the biggest thing with turning is just to do it.
Yeah.
Reminds me of a YouTuber we like named Ryan Doozer, and he says, just get out there. Like, just turn.
Okay, so we've got plenty of wood on the top here. That'll get turned away and sanded. That's about as close as we want to get to them teeth. Now, if we have our skew handy, we can kind of use it as a scraper, like a negative rake scraper.
Hey Chad, do you remember if we did, I'll look, but
I'm going to taper this down a little bit. What?
do you remember off the top of your head if when we were doing kitless videos last year, if we did one on clips?
We did one where we added a clip, but we didn't do one where we made a clip, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to use my parting tool to make my line deeper. I'm not trying to cut it off. So I'm going to leave plenty of material, but I want to taper this a slight bit, and now I can get rid of this. And I'm just going to come in and
We've got some advice too.
what do we got?
Flip the bottom around on the chuck or make a jam chuck to clean the bottom.
Yeah, I hear you.
And then somebody else says good, it's a good time for a jam chuck lesson.
Yeah, I'm not a good jam chucker. So I'm just trying to give this a little profile. You know, a lot of people use jam chucks for all kinds of stuff, like bowl turning and this kind of thing. We just don't have a lot of like spare wood that I want to use, but jam chuck is fine. So what I did here, if y'all can see it, I tried to hide the lid. Hey, I think we're, oh no, we're not lined up.
Hey, and now just because we were talking about jam chucks in the chat, somebody's asking, what is a jam chuck?
A jam chuck is basically you cut something to fit your piece on it, and you're essentially pressing it on, jamming it on, so that you can turn it and it holds it and supports it. And then by the fact that you're turning it to fit it, it will fit exactly how you want it. Whereas if you're using a chuck or something that's, you know, mechanical, it's going to be certain sizes. Jam chucks are a little more forgiving, it seems. So I'm going to actually grab.
Thanks, Chad.
Where is my little detailer? So my little lines are a little rough because this wood is dried. So I'm just going to kind of clean them with this because it's negative rake on both sides. It's a little smoother. And I don't know if it shows it, but there's like a taper down.
That's good.
Which is kind of fun. Yeah, I kind of need a jam chuck to like fit on both sides. Oh, you know what?
Or
I wonder.
little tiny expansion jaws.
Or little, yeah, that we could go the other way. Let's see if we have anything that'll fit. Those are
Tony,
too small.
you are giving awesome suggestions. Also, to your question of when the chucks come in, we've been told next week, but we were talking about it earlier. We're like, we'll believe it when they show up through the door.
Oh, you know what?
So
This is kind of fun, actually. Let's do this. So this is exactly, I think, the purpose of this chuck. Check this out. I'm going to get this off of here.
we got a question. Are you going to burn lines?
No, I just cut some little lines with the carbide, but I wasn't going to burn them. It would look fine to burn them, for sure.
How deep are they?
They're very, very shallow.
We could do a sweet inlay on them.
Well, you'd have to go a little deeper than what I've got. So, I mean, everybody watched me use a little rod earlier, and now it's gone.
What are you looking for?
My knockout bar. I just used it to knock this out.
It. Did you drop it in the sawdust?
No.
Are you sure?
It's got to be right in front of me. Oh, it is. It's right here. I already looked there twice. Funny. So, okay. So, this wasn't intended, just so everyone knows. But this Victory has these long jaws. You saw me use it earlier to hold it, which I do like the long jaws for holding stuff out. But the whole point of it was for these little things. So these go in. Let's see here. I don't want to drop them in the sawdust. And they tighten up. Whoops, you can't see that. And I don't know if this will be the right size or not for this project, but we're going to try it. And these are long ones. There's shorter ones, and there's dome jaws. These are the ones that somebody just asked if they're going to be there next week. Or we said they're supposed to be here next week, but we'll believe it when we see it. These are what everyone's waiting for, the Versalock Victory. Because this actually fills a need that I've had where these little thin dovetail jaws. See, and they also have a dovetail on the front, so it lines up perfectly. But this should be a good expansion size for our little project here. So if I close this down, will it fit? Now I don't have, oh, look at that. I don't have a dovetail in there, but it's all the way at the bottom. And I'm fine with that for what we're doing. We can at least sand it and turn this nub off, right? Looks like it's out of whack. Oh man. Huh. I mean, I'm all the way. You know what I could do? We'll do this. This will line us up perfect. Oh, we're way off. How did I do that? Oh, I must, when I put that on the live center, I must not have had it lined up.
Do you know if the Nova jaws work on the record power trucks?
They do.
Woo woo.
Now I don't want to overdo that and break this because it's actually not very thick. But yeah, the Nova jaws do work on the record stuff and vice versa. I wasn't looking. That looks wobbly as heck. So I must have been way off on my alignment.
That worked really well.
So I don't know what our shape is going to end up because I sure have a wacky thing going on here. Let me come back and get that little. So there's a little line from my tool, which maybe because this is wobbling a little, but I'm just going to try to pick it up right there. I think that's about as good as I'm going to get it. So we'll slow it down and we'll do some sanding real quick here. All right, I've got 220, 240, and 320. That sounds good to me. All right, slow her down. Boy, that thing's way out of round. I don't know what I did. But here, look at this view. Want. I'm not sure how I did that. I must have done it when I chucked it up. or not chucked it up, but put it between centers. That's why every piece is unique.
That's true.
I'm seeing in the end grain here. I tell you, this is some nice wood though. Yeah, I've got some big lines from my turning. Ooh, you know what I've got handy? Yes. All right, look at you.
The chat is so funny.
What?
The chat is funny.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Everybody's goofing around, and then Darren said, the stream seems a little calm. Is Myra not here?
I couldn't hear you. What?
I said, everybody's just joking around, and then Darren said, this stream seems a little calm. Is Myra not here?
She's not.
It made me laugh.
I sanded something else with this first. It's blue now. All right, let's go with the grain a little. Yeah, where is Myra now that you mention it?
She's probably working.
That Myra and her job. She's gonna be so bummed. It's like riding down a dirt road, a bumpy dirt road. Okay, I think we get the point here. I think it'll look good either way. We got a little bit of spots we could fix. Okay, that looks good enough. How good is it? Good enough. All right, so let's take that off. Put this little guy on. Oh yeah, that's nice. Oh, now this one we got to turn the bottom off too. So whoever suggested it, good job.
I think it was Tony.
Way to go, Tony. All right. So we could parting tool this off. We can turn it off. We can do whatever we want. We're going a little slow. Let's grab the little guy here. So I don't want this in the center to be higher than the outside, so I'm making sure I concave it a little bit. Is that the right word, or convex? Either way, it's lower in the middle. Get our 320. Oh yeah. You know, I would spend a little more finishing time on a full project. It's a little toned down for these live streams because I don't think anybody wants a multi-hour live stream.
Concave, convex. Cave is in, vex is out.
Huh?
Concave or convex.
All right, this is looking good. Okay, what y'all thinking? Craziness. I mean, what would somebody expect from the riff-raff at Turner's Warehouse?
I think it's cute.
I think it'll be better than was initially thought. Just because, I mean, usually stuff is kind of cool when you make it out of wood, right? Hey,
Can you put some oil or something on it?
oh yeah, we're gonna sanding sealer it real quick. Let's see if I got sanding sealer handy.
What? I think you were about to ask me something.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was.
Sorry.
So let's throw a finish on this, because why not? This is just sanding sealer. Mylan's. Oh, Mylan sanding sealer. Plug. Forgot to drop.
Well, you also put your lathe buddy out.
Lathe buddy.
Plug.
I hope this was softer, but it's not. It's wasted. But I have blue shop towels.
Ooh. We did get the right brand too.
After years of everyone telling me to get blue shop towels, I finally did it.
Terry calls dibs.
Okay, let's see how this looks. This is just the sanding sealer. Okay, there's the end. Put a little more on for the body. Just want to try to get it in the little crack there.
Hey, Kev. Kev made it late. Time
Kev,
came,
you're late.
y'all.
What are you doing, man?
Technically, he can't be late because I'm pretty sure he's in tomorrow.
Where is he from?
He's from New Zealand, right? Or I think he's from New Zealand.
Yeah, isn't it tomorrow in New Zealand? All right, we're going to let that one dry. This is just sanding sealer, but it dries super fast here. And today is nice and warm. And I say that sarcastically because it's hot. So while that one dries, we'll put some on this one. And this will look really nice, I bet. My paper towel started to come apart there, so I don't really want to use it. I like using a brush for this stuff. I'll just try not to rub it as hard. Yeah. Because I think that's what just tears it up, the wood grains. But I like to like kind of give it a buff with that. So I'm gonna get some on the end of the rag here.
I knew it was New Zealand time. Yep, it's 9 a.m. on Thursday. So
Yeah, you're from the
Kev,
future.
You can't possibly be late because you're literally from the future.
He's literally always early.
Hey, what are those tools up in the top left corner? The left.
They're faceplate things. Faceplaters. All right, so we did that. Does everybody know what's coming next? Let that...
Yorkshire.
Yorkshire. Yorkshire. Now, I do this a little different, I think, than some. I like to apply with this 0 white Scotch-Brite. So we're going to turn this on real slow. Look at that thing wobble. And just think of Yorkshire grit as sandpaper. So I'm applying there, and I'm going to set that down, and then I'll use my paper towel to kind of break it down and buff it in. I got the inside of the cap there. Get a little more on there. And I'm going to just speed it up as I go here.
So when Kev travels and returns home, does he go back to the future?
He does. That's amazing. So we want to get all that off of there. So I'll go to a clean side and just kind of wipe it.
Oh, wow. 23 degrees in Wisconsin last week.
Oh my goodness. It's like 100 here today.
Yeah, we're supposed to hit triple digits this week.
So I think we're good there.
We're not necessarily ready for it yet.
Oh, I can turn that off. It's probably bugging everybody. So this one is cleaned. Now I'll put this one back on. And actually, I think one advantage of these jaws being long, although I can't use it to bottom out, but I guess it doesn't matter because I'm not turning them, just I can kind of hold it out there so I can get to the top of the thing here.
Oh, Jake Thompson's in the chat. What up, Jake?
Jake Thompson, I saw that guy on Saturday morning cartoons on YouTube, on the YouTubes. He's like the star of Saturday morning cartoons.
It's true. It's amazing how much
Look at that thing wobble, I just moved it.
it's amazing how much the wood changes with the finish. It's really pretty.
Yeah. So I'm just going to wipe this clean, hopefully. Try to get in my crack here and the lip. All right. We're done with that. And then everybody, do you want me to do Mylans or should I do the oil finish? Does it matter? Let's do the oil. Let's do an oil. So this is Mahoney's oil. It's the salad bowl finish, but it looks great. We use it for all kinds of stuff here. So we'll just wipe it on. And despite just what you would think oil would just soak in and, just be there, oil does cure and harden this in a sense. So this will provide a protective coat as well as a nice look. And oil finishes, if you are doing something like a bowl or something, are easily repaired, where some of the other more difficult finishes are harder to repair if you need to. Let's let this spin a minute. some more. And this stuff will soak in even though we put sanding sealer on it, because we kind of took the sanding sealer off except for in the grain lines. So the oil will penetrate down in and provide it a little more protection versus just a surface thing. And I would have to think that a guy like Mike Mahoney, who's been making salad bowls forever, would know what he's doing.
Carrie literally is creeping up on me to steal that.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yep.
Are you stealing this, Carrie?
Yep.
I need that for my desk.
I wonder what Carrie wants to put in this. Treasure. Treasure, huh? So, get back to this one. Was it this one I used?
Amy's just over here giggling.
Amy's giggling about the treasure.
Jake said he's having a wonderful week. It is tax week, and he had to go to the dentist.
Oh, Jake, that sounds terrible. I bet if Jake had this little jar, he'd keep his weed in it.
He could keep his teeth in it.
From the dentist, your teeth, your dental treasures. So we'll just kind of buff and grind here.
It looks really pretty. I actually really like the shape, the way it turns out. Julian says the box holds all of the shenanigans at Turner's Warehouse. Julian, I don't know if this box is large enough
It's not big
to
enough for
hold
that.
even a tiny fraction of all the shenanigans that happen around here.
I gotta try to find the lineup here. There's a clear.
Mike says, no, you need a
There it
snap
is.
top for your, quote, salad.
You guys. Okay, so is this the greatest lidded box that's ever been created? Maybe, we don't know. There's possibilities. Anything's possible. But what I think you get the point of is it looks pretty cool. You can see the grain lines, right?
It's really pretty.
You kind of see the slight shape to it, tapering down. Nice, cool, rounded top. It's definitely out of round because I don't know what I did, but you saw it. But it's kind of cool. It's just, boop. You can pop some stuff in there. And I did those 3 lines to hide the seam.
That's actually quite
Well, no, I
clever.
mean like the seam of where
Yeah.
it comes apart. Because if you didn't know, you couldn't pick which one it was. I mean, obviously the middle makes sense logically. But what do you guys think? Let's hold it up to the camera where we can see it. Nope, there it is.
I think it's pretty cute.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. Hopefully you guys will make a better one and post it on the Turner's page.
It totally...
And it's gone.
Just kidding.
Just like that, it's been stolen. No, you can have it.
It totally makes me want to make one, though.
Well, that's the point. That's Amy, thank you for that unplanned, whatever you just did.
No.
Segue.
Because then I'm like, I totally know the wood I'm going to make mine
That's
out of,
because
too,
when I
out of
sanded
the
it, it wasn't round. It was like
scrap
wobbling.
box.
But it created this. So Carrie was just pointing out on the top, it has like flat spots from when I was sanding it because it was wobbling weirdly. But that's called character.
Is that the Mahoney's oil?
That is the Mahoney's oil.
Smells good.
It smells good. It's a little slippery at the moment, but it'll dry and harden in the next hour or two. But Amy kind of nailed it. That was the whole point is like, if you've never done this,
Yeah.
you should do it. Now, I've done this before, but it didn't look like it because it's been years. Trying to find the grain. I mean, I probably haven't made one of these in like 10 or 15 years, but they are cool, and I'll probably make another one now because I'm like, I can do better. I can make a Bob Franklin snap fit. Yeah. Yeah, let's not set this next to the other one.
Yeah.
Although, I mean, it's fine. It's something unique. That wood is sure
Here's
killer.
the
Look at
other
that. No, we don't need that. We don't need to compare. I mean, this one's bigger, so it looks better. But you get the point there. You can do all shapes and sizes. You can do whatever you want.
The wood grain on this one is really gorgeous.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. So hopefully this motivates you guys to go make one of these because all you need is a piece of scrap wood and all the stuff you already have, all your tools. but just get out there and turn something.
The guys in the chat are talking about how, like, anything that you're like, I don't like that, or it's flat in a spot, that's a feature. You just charge more for the box.
Features and character. Features and benefits.
Charge extra for it. Handmade, it's a feature.
Okay, there you go. It's yours. This one can go back to the store for display. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. I hope you make one. If you do make one, will you post it in our Facebook page? And if you're not on Facebook, email it just so we can check it out, because it's nice to know if everyone's into this or not. But that kind of stuff is fun. Like, I kind of want to do another one and be like, I can do better.
And again, I think everybody's having a lot of fun with the wands.
Wands are pretty cool. Let's see what your wands are looking like. I'm going to totally wood burn mine once I get it done. What?
Nothing.
All right. Anything else before we go, anyone? Anyone?
Somebody's asking, did we already decide next month's Facebook challenge? We have not.
We have not. Do you have a
decided yet.
suggestion?
But if you guys have suggestions, you should let us know. Maybe it should be a lidded box.
Ooh, lidded box next month. That's a great idea. You guys into that? I like that one.
We'll
I like
think
that one
about
a
it.
lot. Yeah. Cool idea.
Thanks everybody for chatting. The chat was making me giggle a lot today. And thanks for being part of the community and supporting us and showing up.
All right, everybody. Until next time, thanks for coming. Give us a like if you would. I always forget this stuff. Give us a like and subscribe. And if you wait till I hit end and then you go in and hit like after when it's a video, I don't know how that works. Jake, if he's here, he can tell you. It's better for some reason, but whatever. Just do whatever you want. All right, guys.
Do what's in your heart. That's what I do.
Do what's in your heart. We'll see you next time, y'all.